Hey guys, it's Professor Cruz again. I want to welcome you all to week 9. Hopefully you guys are all getting your midterms in tonight as they are due, and that's going to put the first half of our course to bed, so to speak, and then that's going to bring us into the last part of the course. Now I say half, but really we're kind of about 3/4 of the way through, because as I've been saying this whole time, remember this is an express course. I went a little slow in the first section so we wouldn't, be rushing through that critical thinking application process. As many saw, it was kind of, a tough process, though I think we did pretty good with it. But if we would have had multiple of those to do each week, that'd be kind of difficult. So I wanted to like stretch that part of the course out a little bit. But that means now for the next 3 weeks, we have to do like 2 modules a week to complete the course. So this is kind of where it's going to actually start to feel like an express course now to catch up with the stuff. But the stuff that we're doing from here on out isn't super difficult to complete. So it should be kind of okay to work our ways through this next 3 weeks and then the final, which will be our 4th week. So I do want to like show you guys some stuff before we get into the module for this week, and then I'll show you the 2 modules we're doing this week and kind of like give you some tips for the assignments, and then you guys can like start working. Okay, so let me share my screen here real quick. All right. So first thing I want to show you guys, if you'll see on the course homepage here, there's been this calendar down the side here that you guys can look at to see the pacing. And then so you'll notice here when we get to where we at, I said week 9. This week we're doing modules 9 and 10. And so we're reading chapters 18 and 19 of the textbook, and then we're completing 2 different assignments. So it shows you, Friday there's something due, Sunday there's stuff due. The same thing. Next week, we're going to do modules 11 and 12. The following week, we're going to do modules 13 and 14. And then on that last week, we just do our final exam. And then we have like the post survey of ethical issues and things of that nature. So this is where you can kind of see what's coming up. You can see highlighted here, we do have something coming up that would be important. The extra credit is all due on the 28th. And this way I can get it all graded and get it into the grade book before the final exam. And then you'll know how well you need to do on your final to finish where you want to finish in the course. There are no extensions on extra credit. So please make sure you get those opportunities in on time. Remember, there's 100 points extra credit. There's 5 quizzes that you can do for 10 points each. And then there's a number of assignments that you can do that are 25 points each, but it's an aggregate total of that 50 points. So if you need to take a third assignment to get you to the 50 points, you can feel free to do that depending on how your assignments are scoring. But as long as I'm mentioning it, I might as well go show you guys the module. Remember, when we go to course content, the extra credit module is right up here. And essentially it's a Dropbox, right? So these are all the activities that you can do. If you have any questions about them as you're doing them, just please let me know and I'll straighten them out for you. But each of these are worth 25 points, and you can earn 50 points in the Dropbox through those kind of assignments. And then the other 50 points you can add are these quizzes. They're the same kind of smart book quizzes that we're doing. These are just other chapters that I like or that I've taught or I think there's value in knowing about, right? So you can take those for 10 points extra credit as you see fit. Some people have already been working on those. Some people have already done them all, and that's great. It's a quick, easy 10 points to help you out with these to give you a little boost in your score, if you will, in the class. So this week we're doing modules 9 and 10. So the first one is punishment and the death penalty. Okay, and so when you read the chapter, it's chapter 18. You'll have a quiz due on Sunday for chapter 18, like we normally have. 23 concepts, 41 minutes. So prepare for that. There's some faculty videos from the department to help you with it. But what you're going to do for this, it's a Dropbox and discussion assignment. So that means you're gonna post into the Dropbox on Friday and copy and paste onto the discussion board on Friday as well. We've done a few of these by now, so hopefully we're kind of familiar with that process. And then Sunday, you're gonna have your reply post due. So this is due on Friday, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find an article from a reliable source that has facts about the death penalty. I would like it within the last 6 months if possible. Try not to go past a year because we're looking for something current and relevant. And when I say try not to, I mean do not go past a year, okay? Because you should find plenty of stuff out there that's within this last year about these topics. But what you're going to do is you're going to summarize the article. Throughout this summary, you're going to put in-text citations in APA format. And then you're going to put on the reference citation a full reference for the article, and I'll show you something here in a second that'll help with that. Full reference citation on the references page for the article, and it's going to have the URL in there as well because I want to be able to click the article and verify it myself and see what it is, okay? Then in the second paragraph, you're going to do a compare and contrast. I want you to compare, what you find in the article versus what they talk about in the textbook. So like talk about what Madison Monroe talk about in the chapter, and then show how those topics are or are not, discussed in your article. And as you use concepts from the textbook, same thing, give us an in-text citation to the textbook and give us the full reference citation to the textbook on your references page. So you'll have 2 citations on your references page. You're going to have obviously the reference for the article and the reference for the textbook. Make sure they're in alphabetical order and properly set up. Then you're going to have the reaction section where you're going to kind of react and reflect on the article as it says. Make sure you go through the checklist, make sure we're not missing any of the expectations, full APA standards in the APA format, no second person you, no informal writing like contractions and slang words or conversational like language. Make sure it's an MS Word document. Make sure you proofread for any errors or typos, okay? So once you submit that to the Dropbox, same thing as we've been doing, go ahead and copy and paste it onto the discussion board. For the subject title, put the title and date of your article, okay? And then once you've posted yours, make sure you reply to a classmate's in 50 words minimum. Make sure that this reply shows that you've actually read their post and that you're reflecting thoughtfully on it. And I want you to reply to all 3 sections of the post. So when your classmate puts their post up, I want you to make commentary on their summary, their compare contrast, and their reaction to show that we've read the whole thing and understand what they have shared with us. And then make sure you follow this checklist. And remember, it's got to be posted in both spots on Friday. If you're missing a spot, it's the same as if you didn't turn it in. And then you're going to reply post by Sunday, okay? Now, one thing you'll see in the assignment instructions, I have a hyperlink here where it says research a reliable article. I've shown you this before, I think in module 2. I want you to consider this media bias chart. When you're looking at it, I want to make sure that we're not picking an overly biased source of information because we're not trying to, be swayed politically one way or another. We're just looking for kind of a factual discussion on the topic. So make sure we're kind of staying with some more of that more centered or neutral, news sources and not necessarily the ones further left and right. Okay. If you have any questions about if your source is appropriate for the article, you can, or for the assignment, you can always email me and I can, give you some feedback on that before you turn it in. Okay. So, another thing we've been having issues with is the APA formatting. So remember, I want you guys to use the resources in this module. Okay. So when we go here, there's the reference citation examples, right? And so when you're looking for an article from a website in here, you're going to have it here. There's going to be two sources. So there's either an article from a website and it has an author's name, or it doesn't have an author's name. And this is how you're going to set that up. It's got the particular thing. It's got the author, date, title, the name of the website, and the URL. This is where I say provide the link. So like you can see here, it's got an example of what one of these would look like. And then you've got the link here that I can copy and paste and put into my web browser and verify your article. I will be verifying all the articles, so I need to make sure that I have this. If I don't have this, you're going to lose points. And if I can't find your article, I'm not going to grade your assignment, okay, until I can find it. So please make sure you take care of that first go around. And then remember, on the last page of this, it shows you the specific formatting instructions for each of these things. Because remember, a website isn't going to be documented the same way that the book is. So you want to make sure you follow the rules. Keeping that in mind, we're still not getting the proper textbook citation for our book. And remember, when you go here, this is what we need for a whole book. Okay. You don't need to text it, cite it as an ebook or anything, because it's a closed access book that you have to have a purchased access to, which we provide you through the course. So like you don't need like the McGraw-Hill Reader link, because your average person can't use that to get to the book. We just need the information on the book. And remember, there's two authors, and on this last page, it shows you how to do two authors. People are losing points every single week by turning in the exact same wrong citation, and I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to keep taking off, and I'm going to increase the amount I take off each week, because it's attention to detail, guys. You can't get an A on a paper if you don't pay attention to the details. And a lot of what is holding people back are little assignment expectations they're missing, or APA details that they're just refusing to fix. And at this point, if you've read my feedback and you've seen the materials in the course, you are deliberately choosing to do it incorrectly because it's been provided for you. So let's not make that deliberate choice to lose points. Let's do it right and get all our points. And so we'll be happy with where we settle up in the course at the end of the semester, okay? And if you have any questions on the APA, you can always reach out to me and ask questions. You can reach out to our course librarian, Joy, who's embedded. You can make an appointment with a writing tutor or a librarian. There's no reason why, you should struggle at this when we have all these resources available for you. Same thing when we're in this module here as well. We have the how to do the in-text, citation. So like if you go here, building an in-text citation. So this document will show you how to make the in-text citation for the book, for your article, for all the styles of it. So make sure we're using that so our in-text citations are used appropriately. And, there's issues, with the paper, there aren't, any sample documents provided in these now, because I've provided you guys the APA formatting enough times now. And this expectation for the next 3 weeks is that you'll replicate it yourself by either using the examples I provided for you, or what I have here, like the sample paper, because you got to remember, not every professor is going to provide you a downloadable format like I have. And so I've shown you the way a few times, but now I want to teach you how to be able to do this on your own, for when the expectation is for you to do it, but it hasn't been provided for you. So make sure you use these examples in here. There's another good one, about paraphrasing and quoting here, because some people have had some issues with their paraphrasing. This will help you kind of see, how you need to do that, particularly when you're paraphrasing, maybe multiple sentences at once, like you might be doing, in this article, okay, review. So definitely take a look at these materials as well. Okay, so that's the assignment for Module 9. You're going to get that in by Friday in the Dropbox and on the discussion board, and then you'll get your reply post on Sunday. Now, we're also doing Module 10 this week, so you're going to go to Module 10 and see what that entails. So module 10, we have, chapter 19 Smart Book Quiz, and this is going to be due, next Sunday as well. 21 concepts, 38 minutes. So please plan accordingly. Again, we have faculty videos to help, supplemental with the course material. And then this assignment's about advanced directives. Now, this is just a Dropbox assignment. It is not a discussion board assignment. And remember, all Dropbox assignments require you to put the rubric as the last page, because remember, I grade that by hand on my iPad and send it back to you. And when it's a discussion thing, I just put it in your feedback box on your grade book, right? So make sure you download this and copy it and paste it into the last page of your document. And it says download it, don't just copy paste, meaning don't click on the window here because it's not going to look right. Because like what some people are doing is they're clicking on this window and then they're copying and pasting it from here, and it's not the way it's supposed to look because the My Courses program doesn't format it correctly. And so you'll see, of course, it's taking a second to load up because, we're looking. So how am I supposed to write right here, when there's nothing there? This is supposed to be in the center. So it's just showing what it is, but it's not the full Microsoft Word. This is why I keep telling people to download it. And all you have to do is click on this and click download. And then you'll see that the Microsoft Word pops up and then it's in the proper formatting. And then this is what you'll copy and paste. Okay. So please make sure we do that correctly. So then we come back to the module. So we're going to do the assignment, and the assignment here, it's about advanced directives. So you're going to look up an advanced directive form. You can look it up online. You can look it up anywhere. There's tons of places. Just Google advanced directive form. I do not want an article that is talking about advanced directives. I want you to actually find an advanced directive form. And as you'll see in the chapter, the advanced directives are what we call like living wills. These are like what people fill out, before, they get to a point where they're not able to, make medical decisions for themselves. And then they have a healthcare surrogate who can do this for them. And substantive basically is like where you list out everything you're willing to have done, or a proxy is you just put somebody in charge, like your healthcare surrogate, and they would make decisions for you. So I want you to find one of these forms. You're going to summarize the kind of things that are on it, what it would ask you for, what it wants you to pick out, which kind of form it is, et cetera, et cetera. Cite it in the paragraph, cite it on the reference page, just like I spoke about the other assignment. And then you're going to write a reaction reflection to that in about 100 words, where you just kind of share your reaction to it and talk about if anything surprised you or things you found interesting, or how you felt about the information it's asking, et cetera. And then in your opinion, in a section like, did this impact your life in any way or make you aware of it or whatever, right? So just follow these 3 sections the way it asks you to, and then make sure you follow the assignment submission checklist, and then you just put this in the Dropbox by Sunday. So to recap what we're talking about, on Friday, your module 9 goes in the Dropbox and on the discussion board. And then by Sunday, you need to reply to somebody's module 9 and then submit your module 10. So they're not both due on the same date. You have till Sunday to do this one, until Friday to do the other one. So obviously work them in the order of, importance, based off of, due dates and stuff like that. And that's going to help you out. Okay. And so that'll kind of take us to the end of this week. Now, what I want to say is, throughout the semester, I've been waiting to the deadlines to grade stuff. So you've had, even if you submitted on like Wednesday, you've had time to go back and change it to get through the next week with all the grading I'm going to have to do for you guys, because it's basically 6 assignments in the next 3 weeks. And then plus the grading that I'm doing for my face-to-face class, I can't afford to get behind. So I want to let you know now that when you submit something to the Dropbox, it's eligible to be graded. So make sure when you put it in the Dropbox, you're happy with that version, because I'm going to be grading whenever I have free time to stay up and current with it so I don't get behind. And I'm sure you guys will appreciate that going into the final when you have all your grades and you know where you're sitting. So just keep in mind that when it goes in, I'm gonna grade it, so make sure what you have in there is what you're happy with and what you want me to grade, okay? So you're gonna see these next 3-4 weeks are gonna go pretty quick, and then we'll all be done with this and move on with our lives. So let's just finish strong and do the best we can, okay? If you have any questions about anything that I've talked about in this video, as always, please feel free to reach out to me in email. I'm always available for questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If not, get them turned in and get it looking towards next week when you're ready. And again, keep in mind that the extra credit due date is coming up soon. So you're going to want to take advantage of some of those opportunities as you can fit them in. As for now, have a good week. Have a productive week. And if you need anything, reach out. If not, just enjoy the chapters. There's some interesting stuff in here, and get the assignments turned in, and we'll get on to the next section next week. You guys take care.